Ike.
Anyways,
It's Nicole.
Yeah, let us see it. Your camera's up there, Cole. If you want to just in case if you want to just look at it sometimes. Actually,
I forgot we put an HDMI.
you zoom that one in for me, Ike.
Yeah,
Just zoom in on Cole's face.
Y'all all got nicknames, like cool names.
We don't have the TV on.
I just realized
Yeah,
that.
it's
I don't have any.
It's bothering me.
Yeah, we'll live.
So,
What is the HDMI going to if the TV's not on?
It's going to the. What are you talking about?
There's 4
Yes,
HDMIs.
you're right. There's an HDMI plugged in all the way on this side. That's plugged into this. You can plug it into the TV.
dang, why you
Pull
don't?
it. It's going behind your chair. Come on, see it.
Pulling it towards you?
No, pull it to the top.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And then Angela will take it from there.
Turn the TV on.
How does the camera look though?
It looks good.
Oh, Jesus
Let's
Christ.
go down a little bit.
Yeah, zoom it back a little bit.
Yeah, zoom back a
And
little
then aim
bit.
it down.
Yeah,
So cut the headspace.
yeah.
there we go.
Don't ever say headspace in my room again.
Jesus, that headspace still standing.
Stop saying headspace.
Are we low?
Yes, we're live.
Oh.
We're negative.
I'm about to die.
Oh, that's awesome.
Bloopers.
It shouldn't be going on.
Tell me if y'all can even see what's on the TV. Is that what you plug into the PC?
So ghetto, man.
I didn't know, bro.
I ain't gonna lie to you, bro.
Should be the top.
I don't know what it is.
Oh, 8+7.
Yeah, 7. I can't to a camera, Ike.
He's here.
Who? Larry?
No.
Who?
The police.
Oh
Yes,
my
Oh, it's
goodness.
Larry. He said the police. He scared me, man. I'm like, what is
I
going
told them you
on?
definitely weren't coming.
What she say? She had a
Until
show.
6 a.m.
Is the TV on?
Let me move over
The
one.
TV's on. TV's on. TV's on. TV's
Zoom it
on.
out again, so-
Yeah, zoom out. Zoom out. Zoom out. Zoom out. Zoom out.
I did not believe in you. I
Oh, you
apologize.
didn't
I definitely didn't believe in you. Like, it's definitely not
Move
good.
this down a little bit.
Yeah.
Thank you, buddy. You don't know my.
I stole Alicia's coat. Sent her a long apology.
Still live. That's crazy. All right, guys. How y'all days been? We want to start with Angie. You want to go?
Woke up,
This morning.
did stuff for you all day. Went to Walmart,
Wow, good brother.
Best Buy.
W brother.
Then I went to Detroit.
Guitar Center.
Yeah, Guitar Center. Then
Thanks,
yesterday I
man.
drove all day
Thanks, man.
because of you.
Thank you.
But yeah.
In the semi truck, by the way.
Yeah, and then in the semi truck.
All right, guys.
How much was
I was
that gas
trucking.
bill?
$200 gas bill?
Yeah.
All right, guys. Henry, how was your day, Henry?
I'm not gonna lie. Mark just told me that you need a sweat towel or something.
I'll grab it.
No,
I got it.
I don't talk to you guys right now. No, I got it. Go ahead. How was your day, Henry? That hurt my feelings.
That was crazy, Henry.
Marcus.
Yeah, Mark, he really toxic for that, Mark. That's kind of nuts. And jeez, it was a day, man. Just trying to push through it.
Nice.
All right, bro. You didn't mess up my way. You said patting my sore muscles.
Yeah.
Oh, you're sore?
You gotta
Brushed
relax.
the
I-
waves from the
I-
back.
actually-
Whoa, ooh, wee.
We're still doing legs today, buddy.
You're not working out.
Oh, y'all working out?
He's not. They're not.
He said the pain feels nice.
You
He
know,
likes
funny,
it.
I've
He
been trying
did
to
say
get,
the pain
I've been
feels
trying to
nice.
get Henry to work out with me for months.
All right, so we're not
And
gonna.
so then Henry hits me up. I think it was like 2 a.m. or something, or like 1 a.m. Whatever it was. He
That
called
wasn't
me.
a 1 a.m.
He was like, "Bro, we gotta go start going to the gym." I'm like, "What?" He said, "Bro, we gotta go to the gym." I'm like, "Why?" He said, "Bro, there's this girl and I know she goes to the gym. I gotta start going to the gym." I'm like, "Bruh."
Actually, you was doing a great job yesterday too.
he was doing a great job.
How fast do y'all think these results hit?
No, it doesn't hit fast.
Because my husband does that. Whenever we're going on vacation for like 2 weeks, he'll go so hard.
No, it
Oatmeal every morning for breakfast.
Well,
I'm like,
it
you're not
depends on-
going to look that
you
much
can see it.
different.
You can see it
2
too.
weeks.
2 weeks
Look
is
at
a
you.
good
2 weeks.
What?
You can lose a lot of
You're
weight.
still
in 2
looking the
weeks.
same to me,
No,
though.
you can look. Oh wow.
Well, it just
I don't think so, Patrick. I think it hits, Patrick.
Patrick, that boy working, bro.
I think it hits
I saw you
Patrick.
the other day. You looking nice.
Yeah.
I didn't mean it like that.
I saw you last week, buddy.
No,
I
but
think you should
No,
sweat
the week
line
before.
right there because they never mind.
it does. It can help. You can lose a lot of weight in 2
Yeah,
weeks.
2 weeks.
If you have a good fast and like a steady,
Yeah.
consistent,
Yeah.
it would be nice.
All right, my bad then. I take it back.
If you go on a keto diet, you lose a lot of weight.
When I was on a diet, I almost died.
Yeah,
I'm not
I
gonna
mean,
make
My
it.
whole
I
chest has been
recommend that.
transformed.
I don't recommend it either. You get that keto fever.
Yeah, I had it after I did it for almost a week, and I literally felt like I was dying.
Yeah, bro, you're too young to be doing that. Bro.
Yeah.
I was doing it.
Come on,
with
stop.
my mom.
I'm literally doing that on purpose
Oh wow.
because it's moving the mic.
Oh, I didn't know.
That's why I did that. I told you
Hey,
6
bro,
times.
chill.
I told him 6 times. I literally told him 6 times.
They all kind of high strung today.
not tell
It's been like
I did tell you.
everybody's on edge.
Dang. Well, what do you guys thinking at the gym, huh?
Remember that for a couple days, thinking y'all like, bro, what? Oh no, Henry.
The Royton.
That boy, stop, Henry. That boy Henry had me like, bro, you see my chest popping out?
No.
I worked out one day. And
No. Yeah, my chest has been transformed. Not gonna
Like
lie.
you get a
I've been
you
doing,
check like an armor
I've been
pop,
doing push-ups
I'll definitely
and stuff by
do it.
myself for a couple of days. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
there you go. That's all I say. As long as you're in the gym, whatever the reason, you in there.
You in there, man.
Yeah, whatever the reason.
I feel it.
First off, that girl's not the only reason. You know what I'm saying? I just want to.
Henry, what else? What is the other reason?
I'm gonna invest in my temple.
Yeah, all right, buddy. I've been trying to get you there for weeks.
It's definitely the girl.
We've been going.
Unfortunately,
Planet
Oh,
Fitness.
we're at
yeah.
Planet Fitness.
It's cheap. Until you get consistent, it's a good place to start.
I mean, I've been going every day. I'll try every day. Like if I feel like I can't go, then I stop. But I want to get like a good like Crunch or something, or I Am West. I'm East.
I'm gonna
my
go to
bad.
The
Crunch.
Y is even.
I'll have to go to
Planet
Crunch.
Fitness.
And-
Yeah,
and
that's
Why
where I
good?
want to start going, but it's so far, bro. I'm not so jealous.
Isn't Planet Fitness the one where if you drop the weights or something?
Yeah,
like,
sorry.
Bro, I
Yeah.
dropped my aluminum water bottle and that thing went off. So I was
You
like,
did?
yes, and it went off. I said,
I've
wow.
been terrified to drop. Like every time, like if I'm benching or not benching, if like I'm doing like dumbbell presses, even if it's heavy, I like drop it on myself just because that's so embarrassing.
It's so
Is
embarrassing.
it because they don't want you bragging about what you're capable
Oh
of?
no, he's
I don't know.
that too.
I don't know why they do
They
it.
call him lunks. But Henry was in there last time grunting, and I said, "Bro, Henry, they don't do that." I had to stop him. Like, yeah, they don't do that.
I ain't gonna. Hey, there was some last ones I had to get the steam up.
There's like, sometimes you want to push through, you want to yell, but you can't even do that at the Planet Fitness. That's what sucks.
That's
why
why I always go
Patrick
out like
likes it.
late. If you go late, there's no one there.
Then late, no, they don't care if you're like 1 a.m., 2 a.m.
There's not even workers there, so there's like one or two, and they're in like the back.
Oh, they there, but they just not there.
He said there's not a lot. That's
Yeah,
what
They
They're,
feed
like,
you
in the back.
pizza and pop and stuff like that too, right? They have like pizza nights.
They do.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Wait,
They got pizza nights.
Tuesday of the month, or first like Tuesday or something.
what type of gym is
That's
that?
how they keep you
Bro,
coming back because you're like,
Yeah,
oh, I'm
yeah,
doing it, but it's not
I
working.
gotta get that
And then
pizza
you
I just
come in-
ate off.
Exactly.
Wow,
Strategy. That's
That's a
smart.
great plan.
They in their bag.
That's
Y'all
smart.
ready? Y'all ready?
Oh, yes.
Talking about working on Planet Fitness, I'm gonna care about that. We'll start with the
Hey,
first.
aren't you supposed to be working out?
No. What?
He been dying.
No, that was easy.
He been
No.
dying like crazy.
First topic. You know, I know there's already like a age restriction to social medias, but do you think there should be like you have to show like ID or something for like kids? To be honest.
ID.
I mean, like at certain ages for kids, like definite should not be able to be on social media. Should there be an
Like
age where
verified?
Yeah.
No, like
Yeah,
on
I
social
don't
media,
know,
period.
social media
I would
period?
say, I mean, I don't have a kid, but I don't know. I wasn't on social media until I was like 15, so I would say like 13 to cut off.
That's what it
13.
already is though.
It's 13.
Yeah.
Well, you say it's
is the
13,
cutoff.
but they don't. You can't like.
You can't.
You can't.
They,
Yeah, it
they
has-
don't enforce it.
Yeah.
They can like face scan. I think that's what they're doing in China or something. Like they're starting to face scan your actual screen to know if it's you or not, and then they'll
Dang.
shut it down.
Oh damn.
Yeah, I read an article about that recently.
Oh damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got some stamps
Terrifying.
over there, boy. They got some
Yeah.
defense mechanisms.
Kawhi Leonard's.
So what they're doing is they're making it so that they scan their parents' face. So the parents don't know what's going on. So they're like, Dad, come here real quick. Come here. Then they get their parents' face. So then when it's time for them to, get on and it's late at night because they have like curfews for it.
Yeah.
So they'll have you like, hold that real quick. And then they can be on late at night because the computer thinks it's their dad.
But that, like, like China's punishments are like way harsher than like America's punishments. Like if you if you steal, you go to prison for like 10 years of hard labor. Like and it's like it's actually like bad. So like the incentive to like do crime is like way like you don't do crime.
Mhm.
So if I was a kid, I wouldn't risk it because like maybe that like even just doing that is like a year of hard labor where they have to like imagine mining bricks for a year.
Come back.
12 hours a
Definitely
day.
get a.
Come back a
I
monster.
say, yeah, you
Yeah.
come back.
Look on the bright side.
Come back a monster.
Like I don't know how they're like I don't know. If that's how it is in China, I feel like it's a good idea because I know Kanye was just tripping about his kid being on
TikTok.
TikTok
Yeah.
because of that. And
But I
would-
feel like if it's monitored, like I wouldn't be nervous if I trusted my kid and it was monitored. Like I have to have access at all times, and could be no delete. Like Snapchat is different because you can post something in there, it's gonna disappear. So for something where it's like permanent and I can see it all day, I don't mind if I trust them.
Even on like the Xbox or like PS4 or any, they have like certain times where like the Xbox, you can shut off the Xbox before they even like get on it. So there's like different like things you can do to like monitor your kid, but like I don't know, like especially like TikTok and all that stuff with Snapchat. There's some weird people on TikTok. Like you can mess people on TikTok. I didn't even know. Or even like Snapchat, there's some weirdos that just add you and you like they just spam you off of nothing. Like I don't know my kid. That's
I've
weird.
gotten them.
And nowadays we're like, it's tough too because with sports. Now everybody wants to put their highlight tape up early. Like you got kids that's like in 5th grade, like showing their skills, like they better get picked up.
Hey,
I mean now, but you don't know, like they recruiting these kids early now. So it's
some of
just
the
like
5th graders look like 9th graders.
Yeah. So it's like while your kid is not on social media, there might be another kid that's working hard, like putting all his stuff there, that's getting the looks that you know what I'm saying.
And knowing how to work all that stuff is a skill. Like that, especially in this new world.
Yes, a little bit.
It's going to be very beneficial to your child to know how to work a social media site. You know, there's influencers and different things like that they can tap into, but if they've never been able to get on the platform, they're going to have to start from scratch. They're going to already be behind the 8 ball. So I don't know.
How do you guys feel about the effects of social media though? Like what it does to people, like body images, and makes you feel like you should be, just like Instagram, it makes you feel like
I feel like that.
you're not like you see everybody looking their best and you depressed because you don't look your best.
That's been a thing since magazines been around. Magazine models, they've been there like that.
Nobody's buying magazines.
Back in the day, people were buying magazines.
Yeah, they were.
People were buying
talking
magazines.
about?
Stop.
Nobody buying
People were buying magazines.
Nobody buying magazines like
Your
that.
mom and dad bought magazines.
No, I've never seen a magazine in my parents'
Okay, now.
No, back in the day, never.
Yeah, I mean that's all like
stuff.
My dad used to get the paper.
When they sit at
not
the
the
dentist, there are
magazine.
magazines right there.
Yeah.
They're reading the magazines.
No, I don't think it's the same.
Yeah.
They were. What
I
else
don't
did they do?
think, could you see famous people? You see normal people now.
No, but models were in magazines.
Okay, but you see normal people now.
Yeah.
Looking their best, doing their best. You're like, dang, why is she looking crazy doing all that? You know, actuality, she saved a couple pics. So she went out 2 weeks ago and then saved a pic because she's still out now, and it makes you feel like just normal people.
Yeah. What? I think there's a depression that's gonna happen that comes with social media. Like, I mean, like certain things may bring like depression, but like social media itself, like you were saying, just the constant, the availability of it, and where, because you ever seen Black Mirror or whatever?
Yeah.
Like you see those shows where like people get so wrapped up into the world and stuff like that. Like that's where it's headed. Where it's like you have another life on social media versus real life, and I think that's what's gonna be scary. Where people like, I don't really care about how I look in my real life as long as I'm this on here.
Y'all see them TikTok videos where they so funny. It shows the girl like normal, and then it shows how the filter went to, and it's like, I know I don't look like this, and you see like it's night and day what they really look like versus what they look like with those filters on. And sometimes some people don't realize that is not what that chick look like in no way, shape, or form. That is not her natural state. But if you don't have the maturity to know that what you're seeing is fabricated, then it can really mess you up because you would be racing for something that's not attainable. Yeah,
Because there's a lot of money. There's a lot of money in social media now, and so it's like, if I'm getting paid, if I'm making a living on what my life looks like on here, why should I care about what I look like in real life? If that's where I'm making my living. And so you're trying to balance that, which I believe is wrong. But how can you tell somebody different? Like, hey, you shouldn't worry about that. Well, they paying me and you not. And so it's like, how do you separate that? So now do what you got to do. So it's crazy.
I don't know. If someone hands me a check for $100,000, I don't care how I'm playing. But I would say the difference. I would say the what's it called, depression thing is a real thing. I would say the body thing, the body stuff. I feel like it's always been a thing, but now like body acceptance is so big now. It's not as big as a thing as it was before. I would say just there's a lot of like fabrication, so you can't believe everything you see on the really you can't believe anything you see on the internet based off what looks are, because everybody's trying to show their best self on Instagram, on their work. You know what I mean?
How y'all feel?
I agree.
You gonna let your daughter be on one day? You gonna let them be on?
Eventually, but like not instant. There's like, I feel like there's there's like a time from they have to mature to be able to handle that situation. Because like that's a lot to take in over something like at a too young of an age.
See somebody in her DM talking about send me a pic. How do you respond?
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. I'm her now.
Yeah, that's I don't know the age. I feel like it's so different with daughters. I don't have any kids, but I feel like when it comes to social media, when it comes to daughters, and like there's just so many weirdos out there. Weird men, and you can only control your own house, what's in your house. So I don't know. Like my daughter, I would say social media. I mean, I was on a 15, but I would have to really educate my daughter in a different way I would educate my boys if I had. Yeah. So I would say maybe I'll change one thing to 14, 15 for both of them. 14, 15.
Have a talk about it
because I know that I know girls in high school that were changing their age on Facebook just so they can get on Tinder. Because Tinder age was 18 just to match with guys. That's crazy.
Dang.
Then the guy gets caught up.
And then like, it's just bad.
I was gonna say high school. I feel like high school is a good age to kind of like, all right, you can do your own thing. Like I'm still gonna, I'll monitor it definitely, but it's like I feel like you're able to have like your own account for you.
Yeah, I think I did mine junior year. Well, at least for Twitter, I didn't make a Twitter to junior year.
I made a Twitter sophomore year. I made a Twitter. That thing was my first social media.
Yeah. Mine was Snapchat in 2013.
Mine was MySpace.
MySpace was fire. I did make a MySpace. I got in trouble. My parents made it. My parents found out, and
I had a Facebook in middle school, and that's when I got in trouble.
I made a Facebook because my parents told me to make one. Like I didn't think Facebook was a thing. I was barely on Facebook, but yeah.
My mom made me delete my Facebook in middle school, and I had all my sauce on there. But I mean, I can see why it'd be a good idea, but that one hurt. That Facebook was joking. I'm not gonna lie.
Do you feel like, on the social media thing, go back to phones, do you think there should be an age where your kids should have phones?
That's different.
Or early on. You give them an iPad first and then a phone, or you give them an iPod, then a phone, or...
I feel like the iPad, any device that you can hold handheld and you connect to the internet is basically a phone. You can make calls on that if you have Wi-Fi. You can it's the same thing. So I would say before I give my kid a smart device, I'll give my kid a smart device, but I would just monitor what apps they could have on it. Smart device, not because we're in like an age now where like you cannot function without a smart device. Like this has so much information and stuff on it. Like it's actually like needed in our society.
Especially when they start doing like extracurricular things and they're gonna be out on their own in public and you're not around to monitor them. I don't care. I need you to have a phone so I can access you when you're not in my sight, or I can like check your location or something. So just for safety purposes, it's smart to let them have some type of device when they're in gymnastics or wherever they are. Just keep it in your backpack, something like that.
Every time I would like stay after school too, when like I didn't have a phone, you have to go in the office and call.
It'll make you sick.
And then wait, and then take forever. Call again.
Why were you in the office, buddy?
No, like in trouble. It's like you move after school or do something after school. You gotta call. I didn't have a phone, so I have to call. Yeah. Stop it.
I feel like social media social media and all that, and like phones and stuff is like the new video games when we were growing up. Like so, like when we were playing games, like our parents would be like, when can we let them play this? When can we let them play this types of things? Like, like it was like
Grand Theft Auto.
Y'all mom used to take the game away from y'all.
Man, oh my gosh.
You watching that kid? Hey, we used to come over.
You can't play the game.
We can't play the game today. I'm like, man, I don't know.
we used to go over their house. They're like, you can't play the game over there.
Yeah.
What, man?
So why are you going?
Yeah, exactly. What am I here for? Exactly. What am I here for?
So it's like now, like, because video games are, they're still big, but it's like now, like, people are more into, just like social media is like the first thing that you're like introduced to. When we were young, it was always video games. Now it's like YouTube.
I think you guys are like surprised. I feel like social media is about to it's like up now, but I feel like it's gonna die out in a couple of years because of the metaverse.
Yeah. No.
I'm looking forward to that.
And I want to.
That sounds so fun.
I feel like, especially like parents that are like in their 30s that really don't understand like what's going to progress. Like we're in like Web3 now.
I'm offended by that comment. By the way.
No, it's not what I meant. But, like, but I'm like
parents in their what age?
Like 35 and up.
Right,
there you go.
That's better.
But like Web3 and we're in like it used to be like now you're connected to the internet, you connect to information, and now Web2 was like you have information and you can now give your own information out into the world, and now we're Web3 where we can enter a domain of like a space. Like you are now connected to 6 billion people all over the world, and you can get to them from in your own home.
You know what the gateway to that was? The Sims.
Yeah. No,
I used to do some wild stuff on the Sims.
All right, Cole.
I had kids all over that neighborhood.
All right, Cole. All right, Cole.
Have you guys seen Ready Player One? The movie?
Yes.
It's literally gonna be like Ready Player One.
That sounds so dope.
No, that's what I was talking about. That Black Mirror thing.
Vipers, all
It was
there.
like a episode where they were he was just so into his that was his life was the game.
Yeah.
And so he didn't care about what his life was outside of it.
Exactly.
I feel like that's what's gonna be like. Shoot, as soon as I get home.
What's that laughing
But I'm
for?
saying that's also so dangerous. Imagine.
Striking Vipers type thing.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Why do you keep saying that, man?
Henry, sometimes talking about
Stop saying
please.
striking
that,
Vipers. And then imagine like
What do you mean?
a
Henry,
parent,
please.
and then
You're sick.
your kid is now entering a type of world because your kid's gonna want the latest game system no matter what.
Yeah.
And me as a parent, I would want that, so I don't want my kid to have it. So he's now entering a space where he has
can't
access
protect him.
to everything.
Yeah.
The whole world. Not like the world, literally the world. You connect with people everywhere around the world.
There has to be some type of safety
Restriction?
measures, and it has to be. Where like if you're a child, you only can interact with children or something like that.
So,
Is that
you
gonna
would
be?
hope, but like the kids nowadays are smarter than
Smart,
the kids
yeah,
ever were.
man.
Yeah, they gonna find a way
They're
to
gonna
get into
find a
the
way to get
adult
around
world.
no matter what.
Yeah.
So it's
That's
like
wild.
it's basically like
Y'all scaring me,
You got
man.
2-year-olds operating tablets.
Man,
Man,
They got 5 or 4.
My
I'm so
2-year-old can
saying.
do everything on a tablet.
that's what I'm
exactly.
saying.
And I keep it like monitored. But I watch her. She'll like turn it on. She'll turn the volume up. She'll adjust the brightness. I'm like, well, how do you know what that is? You're 2.
I seen a 6th grader that was like 6 foot something dunking and stuff
Oh,
like that.
yeah,
It's like,
bro. I'm
how you
saying.
gonna tell him no? Huh?
He bigger than the dad.
6th grade.
6th grade banging.
That was it. Cool. Do you guys think that black people aren't giving their flowers for what they do for the culture? Giving their flowers,
What
like
did you say? I didn't hear the first part.
do you feel like black people aren't giving their not flowers, but do you feel not
Acknowledgement.
yeah acknowledge? You know, people take. Thank you, Henry.
Gotcha,
People take what we do or what black people do, and then act like they were created, or like TikTok dances. How little black girls create TikTok dances, and they don't get credited for.
And the little white girl steals it.
Yeah, then they go crazy on TikTok and get millions of views. and-
I think when it comes to credit, we almost have to take some responsibility and putting our people out there. Like I remember for Black History Month, looking up like what inventions were created by black people and figuring out that like a black man created peanut butter, a black person created the stoplight, like just learning those little details and us talking about it. We can't wait for white people to talk about it for us. Like we have platforms. We got Black Twitter, guys. We could do some powerful stuff on there.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
just
man.
put our people on display.
I'll never forget Trump's typo.
Oh,
We blasted him.
was it talking about the Navy?
Yeah, that one.
No, that was Yahoo.
Was that Yahoo that
It
did
was,
the
it was,
Navy?
it was Yahoo.
That made him the Twitter. That was hilarious.
That was
Yeah.
a good day.
I mean, like Black Twitter's like funny, and they're like crack down on stuff that's
Yeah.
that's harmful to black folks.
That's power.
Yeah,
It
that's
is.
power.
We do it in a way where it's like, it's humorous, but we also got a point to it. Yeah, have attention to it. Yeah.
I feel like until we start like not being as competitive, and it's our nature because we have to come from so much. You know what I'm saying? Like we have like us being black have to come from. We always have to get it out the mud. Basically, how they say it. So like not like everybody, but like culturally, we don't start where white people start.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like in order for me to get there, I gotta beat him out because if not, he gonna get it and I won't get it.
Or you got to go through them to get
Yeah,
what
like
you
because
need.
like it's like
Yeah.
it's either me or he because they can't take both of us because they don't want two black people.
It's not like we're just competing against just white people. We're competing against ourselves.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
white people.
Yeah.
So it's like, all right, if they make a TikTok dance, I can do the same thing, but I don't want to shout them out because then they might get on and I might not get on. But white people, they can spread the wealth because it's like, shoot, I'm gonna get on regardless.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
Sure, yeah, I hear you.
man, I'm not gonna lie. I'm doing that same thing.
What?
Not shouting.
because you trying to get yourself,
Exactly.
like, man, I gotta advertise myself.
Fact. Man,
I
that's
would-
crazy.
Yeah, I would say that black people don't get their like respects. And some stuff like I know sometimes they just get held back. Maybe they don't have the type of platform that other people have platforms. So when a person with bigger platform steals the creativity that they provide, it gets more acknowledgement like that. But it's a blessing and a curse if the person that has a bigger platform like acknowledges that it came from this, then it puts the black person on. But a lot of people don't do that.
Yeah.
That's what makes it tough.
Yeah.
You try to stay on as long as you can.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But we making strides. We making there. We getting there. We get there one day.
Yeah, one day.
One day. We'll get there one
I
day.
got some work to do still.
Yeah.
Do you feel like schools should implement mental health for children,
Not just school.
young adults?
Not just school. Everything's that.
Yeah.
What I've seen literal death in the hospital on like a weekly basis, and doctors walk around like it's nothing, and they just treat it like it's nothing. And those people, the ones that really need mental health, if they can be so numb to people's families crying and screaming.
Dang.
Yeah. You just get like, what's the word? They just get desensitized to it. You know?
I was
Seeing something you see something so often though. It's kind of hard not to.
You kind of have to though. You
Yeah,
can't
you
be
kinda
crying
have to,
every day
yeah.
at work, and you work a job that's
would say-
that emotional.
I wasn't crying, but like there was this. I had a kid that made me a cancer bracelet.
That he broke.
And getting it fixed. Getting it fixed.
I've never seen that. Isn't that crazy?
He died, and that just like that one really hurt me. And I was close. I like try to build like rapport with any of the patients. And like when he died, I think that one really kind of broke me.
Yeah.
And I feel like I have because I like to know the person I'm talking to or who the doctor is trying to explain what he has and the symptoms and stuff like that. So
I have a friend who's a paramedic, and he literally told me, like, I can't care. I had to train myself not to care, because if I cared about everybody that I drag out of a car or from the middle of the road, like, I will be psychopath. Like, I'll be crazy, like not being able to sleep at night. So I had to train myself to like literally look at this person and be like, I care about saving your life because that's my job, but I can't care about you. And I was like, oh, that sounds so cold. Like, ew, I hope you never find me in a situation. But he was like, you have to think that way or you will go crazy because you're seeing this stuff every day over and over and over. So it's bad because you feel like you're not human if you don't care. But at the same time, you got to protect your heart, or you're gonna be your wife, your kids, everybody gonna be like, yo, dad, you gotta quit.
like the people like look at them like,
precedence.
dang, would you care if like like your mom died, your dad died, the way you're just like going about your day? Like I don't know.
No, really, he straight up told me, like, I have to tell myself, this is not my mom, this is not my sister, this is not my grandma. I don't know them. I'm gonna save their life because that's my job. But I don't care. I can't care. And I was like, that was one of the worst conversations. I said, this dude is brutal, but he's good at what he does. He saves so many lives, but he cannot tell you their name. He doesn't want to.
Yeah, not just the church. I mean, not the school. The church should also care about mental health. I feel like that's one of the ones that, like, when I was growing up, you know what they didn't, like, growing up in the church, like, we grew up in the church, what they didn't prepare me for was defending the church. They never prepared us to defend the church. Because people would come at us in high school, like, why do you believe in God? If God having this, that, and other, this, and this, that, and other.
Especially with money stuff. Why you pay your tithe?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I'm here having to defend the church when I've never been taught how to defend the church. You know what I mean? And it would be like tough. And you guys know my friends. I'll bring my friends to church, like 10 of us. We come to Tabernacle. You remember when I was a whole bunch of people to Tabernacle. And I'll try to ask me questions. I answer them the best of my ability. And I just feel like I was not prepared enough. You know what I mean? And
is that something you have to prepare yourself for, though?
I would say, but I'm saying, like, I grew up with Kin and Kins, where Sister O's was teaching me, like, the Bible stories. You were one of my people that watched us when we were kids.
Yes.
When me, Alvin, and Henry, you watched this. You watched this. So
You guys are who you are today because you're welcome.
Yeah, so I'm saying, like, and then I got to high school, and then peer pressure hit.
Yeah.
And I've had, like, I would say,
Hit you hard too.
yeah, it hit me hard. 10 of the I used to bring like 20, like a whole basketball team with people that came to church. 2 have died because of suicide that I brought to the church. 2 have died because of suicide. 2 have died because of gun violence.
Oh my God.
And what kids deal with nowadays is nothing like what any other kids have dealt with in the past. And the church doesn't know that. That's why I hate the phrase preaching to the choir, because you're preaching to the wrong people. You are preaching to the wrong people. You're preaching to people who are already believed, who already know, and who have already experienced what God has done for them. You need to be preaching to the people that are ignorant.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Ignorant but curious.
Yes, ignorant. Not even curious. Maybe they just people can't be curious of what they don't know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like me bringing my friends to them, and like some of them do get saved, some of them do like believe in God but just don't come to church. But then some of them just have never known. And then I don't know because as men we don't like to talk about what we're going through as men.
That's so true.
And I didn't. And when I lost 2 friends that killed themselves, I was.
You had no idea.
No idea. He sent out a mass text to everybody saying, "Hey man, hope you're doing good. Love you." My friend Malik killed himself. Nobody knew why. Even his girlfriend at the time didn't know why. And it hurt. I'm not gonna lie, it really did hurt. But that's why I said it's not just schools that has to do with mental health, because schools have counselors.
Yeah, a lot. Yeah, I was trying to say now schools do have a lot of like if you need someone to talk to, you can just go to the office, and you can talk to literally anybody.
And a lot of jobs in your insurance plan that's included in your occupation. A lot of times now they have a mental health something in that where you can get a counselor or something that's paid for by the company.
And that's neat. I feel like that should be on site though.
Yeah.
Some people don't even want to like reach out to nobody like that.
Yeah.
But if it's like right there, it's easier access.
Yeah.
People don't.
And you can afford it. Like it's paid for.
Yeah, and if it's already there, I mean, it's just like going to get a snack or something like that.
What role would y'all say that the parents play in that? Because I feel like, because if you go to school, how many of us at that time are even aware of our mental state that it might be depleted, that we're struggling? Because we just think that's just everyday life.
Yeah.
At that, it's not until we get grown until we like, wow. I'm sad. I've been sad for like 3 days straight. That's weird. You know what I'm saying? Like that's weird. It's not until you first experience it, you like, man, I'm just walking around just a sad sap. And so, but like when you're young, you know what I'm saying? Like you're not really gonna take advantage of that because you ready just to recess. You ready? Okay, I got this. And so it's just like, but I feel like if parents, if you see your parents going to therapy regularly, then it doesn't seem foreign to you. It's like, oh, this is something that's just normal. But like, how many of us is going to really take advantage of therapy in school if it's still something that's seen as taboo?
I believe that. Sometimes I think that parents overestimate the influence that they have on their children.
Oh my God.
Yes. You set that foundation young. Yeah. The whole thing, if you could talk to me, that's something that starts real young. Like
I'm talking about like how they think that their influence will impact them more than the influence of the world. Like I'm saying, like your kid goes to school from ages when you're kindergarten, you're like 5 or 6. 6 to he's 18. That's a third of his life where he's in school 8 hours a day, and then he sees you when you may work nights, and he might not see you those 5 days a week, and then you only have time to really connect with him on the weekends because he has that full day of him in the house. But when 8 hours, he's influenced by his friends, his teachers, and a third of his life and his development life, he's influenced in school, and that him growing up to be a person this is him in school, and you think you have a bigger influence on him than he has when his friends he see every day acting this type of way.
Parents, I know I didn't raise you like that.
Exactly.
You know,
it's like you weren't there as much as you thought you were. You know what I mean? That's what I you may have kids. I don't want to like.
Can I tell you one of my strategies?
Yeah.
This is something that I've been practicing with my 4-year-old because she doesn't understand all the time when she's doing something bad. So the other day I made breakfast and it was ham on her plate. She took the ham plate and dumped it in the trash can. She put it upside down because she didn't want to eat no more. So I looked into the trash can. I saw all her food in the trash. So I'm like, yo, she lied. Like I asked her, did you eat all your food? And she said, But so this was like her first big lie. But she didn't. I don't know if she knew she was lying. She just didn't want to get in trouble.
Maybe she didn't want to hurt your feelings.
Yeah. Oh, that's messed up. My ham is fire. I will bring some ham over here. Well, after she did it, I was thinking, okay, so I can respond like that stereotypical black mom. I know you put liquor. It's right here. Take it. You gonna eat one more bite? Like I can be real extra, or I can try a different strategy. And this is what I ended up doing. I told her, the food that you said you ate is not in your belly. And she said, she kind of looking at me and she was like, she's 4. I said, I know it's not in your belly because I see it in the trash. If it's in the trash, how can it be in your belly? So that was kind of her idea. Okay, so this is a lie. I said something that we can visibly see didn't really happen. So that was like my step 1. And then my next step that I kind of flipped it on her, I told her, if you do something and it's not the truth, if you just come to mommy and tell me, mommy, I did this, I will not get mad. I'll be so happy that you just told me the truth. And so she was like, okay, so lesson over. The next day, she threw her breakfast away again. And I'm thinking, she learned nothing. But she came running to me, guess what? Guess what? I put it in the trash. I tell the truth. I told the truth. And I'm like, oh, you missed the message. Like, I don't want you to keep throwing it in the trash. But in that moment, even though it seems silly, she learned that coming to my mom with the truth of what happened is not going to get me in trouble. It's almost going to be celebrated. And it seems like a silly little moment, but if that carries on through her childhood and she gets in trouble for real, you know, in her middle school age or high school age, she knows that no matter what happened, no matter what you did wrong, you can talk to me. And that's a part of mental health. Yeah. Like, you don't got to... How many of y'all was scared to go tell your mom if you knew you did something wrong? Sure, be real.
Still scared of Aunt Kim.
So that's what I mean. Like, and that was a foundation that was settled in you at some point in your childhood where you told the truth or you got caught. And the beatdown was so great that you made up in your mind, if I can get away with it next time, I'm definitely not telling you. So that's what I'm trying to avoid. I'm not going to be perfect. She's definitely going to get in trouble. But in that moment, I said, how can I teach her that the truth is good, even if the truth is bad? Yeah. Does that make sense?
It makes sense.
Yeah.
You're using your bag on that one. That was nice.
Thank you. Thank you, son. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk.
I would say, yeah, at a young age, yeah, I was definitely scared of my parents. And I feel like I could have never came to my parents until I was like 18. Yeah, I didn't even tell my dad about girls till I was, 18? Yeah, 18.
Did he ask you and you lied?
Oh, no, he was asking. I was lying.
Yeah, okay.
I was definitely lying. I was definitely lying. But I feel like I didn't get close to my dad till I was, my second year in college where I could feel like I could tell him anything. Well, not everything.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, you know, there's a couple things.
Yeah, there's a couple things you ain't saying.
Yeah, so, yeah, but I feel like it was just different. And maybe I have African parents and it's different for me, but, you know, and they have a little bit more strict. Mm-hmm. So.
From what I hear.
Yeah. Oh, trust me, it's way more strict.
Stereotypes are true?
Man, 100%. But any stereotype you see on social media is true. But, yeah, maybe it's different for me. And I know for low-income families who's maybe without a father, without a mother, and those parents have to work 2 or 3 jobs, they're influenced strictly by school and their friends and what they see in the outside because you don't have that parent to guide them in the right way. That's why I said a lot of parents overestimate their influence on kids. That's why a lot of the kids we grew up with in church, we do not see at all.
Man.
At all.
That's so true.
At all. And these people grew up in the church with us. That's why I said it's I feel like nowadays, when we were growing up, if you didn't have any church friends, like Alvin's my best friend, Henry's my best friend, and we all grew up in the church. Oh, Nicole, you were my mentor in church, you know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
Larry, I looked up to in church. Larry, I looked up to when we were kids, so I'm saying, if you didn't have any of that, you're likely not going to stay in church.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It wasn't really the church that was keeping you there. It was relationships
within the church.
Yeah. And if you weren't involved enough to bond with those people because you didn't have to come, you missed every service.
Exactly.
You ain't had to sing. You miss out on a come up in life because we kind of held each other accountable.
Exactly.
That's dope. What was the original question?
Let me tell you.
Mental health.
Let me tell you. Man, you're killing me today.
Sorry.
Killing myself today.
Sorry, dude.
When you said mental health in schools, yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like, I went to Waverly. And a lot. I know, and you guys know some of the dudes I hang out with. I know a mental health person. If I saw if I was in some of my friends' positions and a person came like, "How's your day? This is how you're gonna make it better." I'd be like, "You don't live in my shoes. Why would I listen to you? You don't know what I have to go through on a day-to-day basis." Some people fight for their lives on a day-to-day basis, and a person that has a great life is going to tell me how to live my life.
Yeah, I didn't feel like a credible source. To a lot of people who saw me as a mentor growing up, that was so much pressure because I really didn't deal with a lot of life obstacles. Yeah, and that's just me. Even now as an adult, I can't look back and be like, "Oh, the Lord brought me through this," because I really kind of avoided a lot of stuff. So I get it. Sometimes I would not feel credible because I'd be like, "Yo, I can't relate to you. I never found myself in that situation."
But at the same time, they could see that as something that they wanted to be or do. So that's why they put you at that standard, because they see this is what I wish I could do, even though if you feel like the inverse is not something you could talk about.
I appreciate that, Henry. Thank you. Y'all always be messing with my friend. I be watching this. Y'all be messing with him. So I told myself, no, I'm about to come on here. I'm gonna respect you. You are a great man.
Henry be trying to cap on here.
I got you, Henry.
When have I tried to cap?
All right, guys.
Like first Henry episode or something, bro. I really gotta kill Henry.
Court is coming. Super Bowl started at 6:30 to 6:17. So we're gonna do our last we started our mental health checks. Angelo, scale 1 to 10.
10 being like
10 being
I need help. 1
Yeah,
is
10
I'm not like a solid 3. Still.
solid 3.
Yeah, solid 3.
Let it hear
3,
it.
2, yeah.
Henry,
Mhm.
mental health check.
I don't know. It's weird because like I don't feel like
You're coasting again.
I'm down and out. But like I know something just happened, like obviously in the family. So like
Mhm.
Oh, yeah.
but like I don't feel like I'm distraught. If that makes sense.
Mhm.
I feel I'm sad about what happened, but like in general in life, it's not like something.
Directly affecting you?
No, I don't know if that sounds the way I wanted to sound.
How are you gonna say it? Like defectively?
So if like we took out that situation, my life would be doing all right. But because of that,
It's background noise.
Yeah.
It's affecting you, even without like being in your everyday face kind of thing. Is that what you mean?
No.
No?
What do you mean?
We're trying to get
something
you.
that you're thinking about. It's just there. Something that's.
So life
like,
in
yeah,
general,
I understand
like,
what you
cause
mean.
like, if what like the family situation I'm going through right now
Didn't
wasn't
happen.
right,
It would be the same.
it would be like I'll be doing all right.
Oh. Okay.
But that situation is like it's a sad
Affecting.
thing, yeah. But I'm not like mentally, I'm not off. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
I don't know what number that is, to be honest.
That's what I'm saying.
That sounds like
I
a
was
6-7.
like a
to-
7 or
That sounds like yeah. It sounds
Seven?
like that sounds like a 6.5.
That's distraught. I mean, I ain't
Sounds
gonna
like-
say
Sounds 6.5.
7.
Man,
If you a 7, man, you a 7.
man, facts. Mark,
I'll say like what was that lesson, like a 5 or a 4, something like that.
last week you was at 5.
Yeah, I'll probably say like a 4.5. It's just I ain't started my job back up yet. And
Mhm.
usually when I'm at home, I'll be feeling bored and broke, and I be feeling like I want to like do stuff. Like I don't know. It's like I got a plan for like when I start working. It's like I'm just waiting on it. You know, I'm
Mhm.
like anticipating it. So it's like so like a 4.5.
I don't know. I'd say I'm like maybe like a 6.8. Still running on 4 hours of sleep.
Buddy's an earthquake.
No, I'm still running on 4 hours of sleep. No, I'm just like it got increased because I'm worried about if I'm gonna get into clinical practice because of what's going on.
Yeah.
I've been studying a little bit more. I have to study even more. I gotta do my clinical practice online. I gotta buy a surgery kit. It's like a lot of stuff I have to deal with.
Get some grapes.
I mean, yeah, it's just a little more stress added on, but you know, I got it. Everybody gotta handle some type of stress, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Last week you were like a 7, so
I was at a 7. Oh,
That's
that's probably
sweet.
higher than that. I'm
Improving.
not gonna lie.
improving.
Higher than that. It's higher than that, definitely. I thought I said 6 last week. It's definitely
No,
higher
man.
than that.
So y'all
And-
said 10 is
The
bad.
highest,
Yeah,
yeah.
I need some.
And then I gotta try to find a job because I'm tired of not having no money. So, find a job, study, and try to have a social life. Yeah. And I'm doing classes online. I have classes from 1 to 7 a.m. in the night. So yeah, because 7-hour time difference.
Different time.
So,
1 to 7 a.m. in the night. That was crazy.
that is-
7 a.m. in the night is cool.
that is kind of
Oh,
crazy.
my bad, my bad.
We know- y'all knew what
Y'all
you
know
meant.
what I meant. Jesus.
I didn't know what he meant, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, me either.
So yeah. That's what's going on.
Cool.
I'll be cool though.
Cool. All right, man.
My mental health is kind of trash right now. Just gonna be completely honest. And even though I'm happy Nicole, I got a lot of stuff squirming. I think TJ knows most about my life than anybody at this table. But we're here, obviously, in Michigan. This is not my normal place to be.
Yeah, I don't know why y'all
Yeah,
do
y'all
that.
probably everybody like, oh Nicole, you here still? It's been another week is here still. So we're I know, and I'm trying to tell everybody my business, but we're purchasing a home
Oh, okay.
in Florida, and at the time that we had to be out of our old spot didn't line up with the time that the
Right.
new
Yeah,
spot.
uh-huh.
So like literally we're homeless, like waiting to close on this house, and they keep pushing a date back because they're putting a roof on the house. Bunch of grown up adult stress, and I got
We'll get there
husband,
one
2
day.
kids, and I'm just like, man, TJ looking out for us, making sure we got a roof over our head. We all roommates right now, and I know it's an end goal. Like I can see it. We're almost there, but just living in a moment of every single day and feeling like I'm not in control of the story.
Process
It's
is
just like it messes with you. And for me, most of my spiraling happens at night, like 4 a.m, 5 a.m. So not getting good sleep because I'm thinking, what if this happens? What if? So at the end of the day, what's keeping me from saying like I'm like 10 is the support that I have, man. I got so many people that show me love. They don't just say it with their mouth. They literally put their money, their space, they everything on the line and say, "Oh, we got you." And having that support, even though my situation is not changing, the support is making me feel like it's gonna be okay. So that's how I know people with mental health issues. even if you can't change their situation, you can't really pick them up and bring them out of that negative situation. Just you saying that I'm here for you, I got you, I'm listening. Let me do something minor. It's not going to change the whole thing, but this little thing that you do can keep them from making that final decision of I don't want to be on this earth anymore. So I think sometimes we don't give enough credit to those little things that you do for people that makes them feel like I can make it another day, I can make it another hour. So just thank you to you, TJ. You've been a big part of my mental health and me being okay while I'm not okay. So I appreciate you, cuz.
No doubt. I'll say right now I'm at about like a 3. And instead of explaining it, I like to use my time to just let everybody know that hey, that God loves everybody. Like I think that church has made it sound like there's things that we need to do for God to love us, but that's not true. Like He loves us regardless of what you do. Sin is sin, but it's wherever there's sin, grace is bigger than wherever sin is. And so it's just like every time you sin, He's already forgiven you. You just have to accept that forgiveness. And so like anybody who's like that's watching or whatever, just feeling like you don't have hope and stuff like that, like no, God really is out there like waiting for you to come home, waiting for you because He loves you regardless of whatever you
He's a credible source. I'm telling you, I get to watch. I see him first thing in the morning and before I go to bed. He's consistently a really nice guy. You haven't been mean one time.
Let us hear it. All right, this has been another episode.
I want to ask a question, but my bad, we don't have time.
Yeah, not today. I'm sorry, my guy. We'll get back to you later.
I'll come back another day.
It's been an episode, Talk City Podcast. You got Alvin?
All right, Angie.